Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel Headlines In. Today we will look at some of the important news headlines for 15th of October. We'll start with the global news. First, Vladimir Putin says Russia approves second COVID-19 vaccine. Russia has granted regulatory approval to a second COVID-19 vaccine, President Vladimir Putin said at a government meeting broadcast on state television on Wednesday. Russia in August became the first country to grant regulatory approval for a COVID 19 vaccine, doing so before large scale trials were complete to the concern of some in the global scientific community. Next, Japan's ANA airline to get $3.8 billion in loans to tackle the virus impact. ANA Holdings Inc. is set to receive about 400 billion yen, which is equivalent to $3.8 billion in subordinated loans from five lenders, people with knowledge of the matter said, as the struggling Japanese airline reels from the steep drop off in passenger traffic due to the pandemic. Sumitomo Mitsui Financial Group, Mizuho Financial Group, Mitsubishi UFJ Financial Group, Sumitomo Mitsui Trust Holdings, and the government backed Development Bank of Japan will participate in the financing, said the people who asked not to be identified because the information is in public. Next, global CO2 emissions show biggest ever drop in first half of 2020. Research published in the journal Nature Communications by a group of scientists from China, France, Japan, and the United States said emissions fell by 1551 million tons or 8.8% in the first half of the year compared to the same period last year. Russia invites other BRICS countries to take part in Arctic oil and gas projects. Russian Energy Minister Alexander Novak said on Wednesday he had invited other BRICS countries, Brazil, India, China, and South Africa, to take part in joint oil and gas projects in the Arctic. In a speech at a meeting of energy ministers from the group of major emerging economies, Novak added that the recovery in global energy markets would be slow in the wake of the second wave of the coronavirus pandemic. Last news of the category, France appoints first envoy for Indo-Pacific to focus on cooperation with India. In a sign of France's greater focus on the Indian Ocean and the increasingly assertive behavior of China across the region, President Emmanuel Macron has appointed the country's first ambassador for the Indo-Pacific. Christophe Penot, one of France's most senior diplomats who till recently was the envoy to Australia, will take over the new position from October 15th. People familiar with developments said on condition of anonymity on Wednesday. Let's move on the let's move on to the second category, Indian news. First, excuse me. India's public debt ratio to jump to 90% because of COVID-19, IMF said. India's public debt ratio, which remarkably remained stable at around 70% of the GDP since 1991, is projected to jump by 17 percentage points to nearly 90% because of increase in public spending due to COVID-19, the IMF said on Wednesday. Next news. WPI inflation rises to 7-month high at 1.3% in September. India's wholesale price inflation WPI picked up pace in September, hitting a 7-month high at 1.3%, driven mostly by quickening of food prices, which may force the central bank to opt for a prolonged pause on policy rates. Data released by the industry department showed wholesale price food inflation shot up to 8.17% in September from 3.84% a month ago, as vegetable prices of potato 107.63% and pulses 12.53% rose significantly. On to the third news. India and France re-elected as president and co-president of ISA. India and France were re-elected as the president and co-president respectively of the International Solar Alliance ISA for a 2-year term at its third assembly that began on Wednesday. Centre clears new rupees 5718 crore education scheme. The project, titled Strengthening Teaching, Learning and Results for States, STARS, gets a $500 million support from the World Bank. The scheme covers Himachal Pradesh, Rajasthan, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Kerala, and Odisha. The following image is of our current Education Minister Ramesh Pokhriyal. Let's move on to the last news for the category. Post TPDDL threat to switch off 65,000 street lights in Delhi over unpaid dues, AAP government steps in. Tata Power DDL TPDDL has put off its plan to switch off around 65,000 streetlights from Thursday in the national capital over non-payment of dues by Delhi State Industrial and Infrastructure Development Corporation DSIIDC. After the Delhi government intervention, the electricity distribution utility said in a statement on Wednesday. Electricity is supplied to Delhi consumers by TPDDL, Anil Ambani controlled BSES, Rajdhani Power Limited (BRPL), BSES Yamuna Power Limited (BYPL), Tata Power Delhi Distribution Limited, Military Engineering Services for Delhi Cantonment, and the New Delhi Municipal Council. Let's move on to the last category, company news. Infosys Quarter 2 results. Net profit rises 21% to rupees 4,845 crore, beats the estimate. Infosys, India's second largest software services provider on Wednesday, reported 20.5% year-on-year YOY increase in the net profit for the September quarter. The company posted 4119 4,019 crore profit for the corresponding quarter last year. Consolidated revenue from operations increased to 24,570 crore in quarter 2 of fiscal year 21, up by 8.6% year on year. The operating profit also rose to 6,228 crore, growth of 26.8% year on year. Let's move on to the second news. Hughes to empower 5,000 India villages with net services. Hughes India, a subsidiary of Hughes Network Systems, will provide internet services to 5,000 remote villages in 15 states and UTs, including Ladakh, Arunachal Pradesh, Mizoram, Tripura, Manipur, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Andaman and Nicobar, and Lakshadweep using ISRO's communication satellites GSAT 19 and GSAT 11, it said on Tuesday. Next, RIL Reliance plans foray into smart electricity meter business. Reliance Industries Limited (RIL) is eyeing the smart electricity meter market and plans to leverage its geo business by offering meter data collection, communication cards, telecom, and cloud hosting services to electricity distribution companies, DISCOMs, said two people aware of the plan. Tata's in talk to invest in Big Basket. The salt to technology conglomerate Tata Group has joined the conversations to pick up a minority stake in online grocer Big Basket, which has been looking to raise $200 million in growth capital. Two people aware of the development told Mint. Tata Group, Temasek, and Generation Investment Management are in advanced talks with Big Basket. The deal size is around $200 million, which will be entirely primary capital to boost the company's growth, said one of the people cited above, requesting anonymity. Last news for the day. PhonePe launches car, bike insurance plans. After taking a crack at health insurance, Flipkart-owned payments company PhonePe has now added car and bank insurance to its product portfolio in association with Bajaj Allianz General Insurance. Two-wheeler insurance on PhonePe starts at 482 rupees, while car insurance at 2072 rupees. That's all for the news for 15th of October. Thank you for watching the video. Please do like, share and subscribe. And you can also look at my Instagram page for the latest updates. Thank you.